What movie is a 0-10? 90% of Netflix's horror section. The Bye Bye Man, a real movie that Netflix decided to allow on their streaming service. The movie was just an average B horror film, but the title was so unbelievably stupid, my god. Who approved that? The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. Laughing out loud. Mean Girls 2. Till there's a Mean Girls 2. Did you know there's also a Jarhead 2? About how being a Marine is effin' sweet. Yup, they completely destroyed the point of the first movie with those goddamn sequels. Betcha the cast is 100% different, i.e. a lot cheaper. Yup, you are correct. Yep. I hoped it would be something like the Plastics and Katie adjusting to college. Nope. Just a washed out crafty version of the original. Slender Man 2018. NGL. A small teeny tiny part of me had a sliver of hope for this movie, especially considering that Slender Man would be the perfect creepypasta character to center a movie around. But no, they effed it up in every way imaginable. From what I understand, the movie got butchered in post-production due to the real-life incident where two girls stabbed their friend and blamed it on Slender Man. The studio got nervous and a bunch of stuff was cut out of the film, and what was left was just a mess. Too bad. Out of all the famous creepypasta, Slender Man is my favorite. It's such a terrifying concept. If you want the Slender Man itch scratched, there's a series on YouTube called Marble Hornets. It must be a film student production, but it's genuinely creepy and surprisingly good for what it is. 0. Sylvester Stallone himself when asked to rate Rocky V out of 10 on the Jonathan Ross show in the UK. He also said Stop or My Mom Will Shoot is the worst movie he's ever done. Apparently, Schwarzenegger tricked him into taking the role by pretending to be interested in it. Edit. A few people have commented that this was in a recent podcast called No Such Thing as a Fish, and yes, that's where I heard it. This is the episode. Web link. Another piece of trivia. When Estelle Getty found out that the movie would involve guns, she said she would only do the movie if there were no guns. The producers lied, saying there would be no guns in the movie, to get her to sign on. Apparently, no one was keen on doing this, laughing out loud. What did she think Mom was going to shoot? I guess she thought everyone would stop. He even said it was non-canon, laughing my butt off. Edit. The only thing that was amazing about that film is the Mickey loves you speech, but even then, Sly just ripped it off of Cus D'Amato. The montage of Tommy Gunn kicking ass to the tune of some corny-ass 80s rap song always makes me laugh. Tommy Gunn in general makes me laugh, laughing my butt off. He had zero character aside from getting over his head and being jealous. I love how everyone pisses him off by keeping him associated with Rocky LMFAO. He is who pent-up aggression would be if it's a person. R.I.P. Tommy Morrison though. What made me laugh / pissed me off is that his nickname is Tommy the Machine Gun. His real name is already Tommy Gunn. Did they need to call him Machine Gun? Dragon Ball live action. I actually forgot this existed. Now I wish I hadn't. Pretty rare for me to turn off a movie once I commit to watching, but I think I made it 20 minutes into Darko before having to end that experiment. Yeah. Esh, grimacing face. That was bad. Live action Kim Possible. As a die-hard KP fan, it's trash. Even if you don't know KP, it's still awful. Begging your pardon, you said there's a live action KP? Yes. A live action Kim Possible movie aired on Disney Channel a few years ago. It was horrible. If you like the animated series, don't watch it. Laughing my butt off. It has a link. Web link. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. Not my Roderick. If I'm being completely honest, that movie wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. My friends and I watched it late at night during a sleepover, thinking it would make for a good stupid movie to make fun of while we were all tired from staying up, and while it mostly was perfect for that, In terms of actual value, it was better than I was expecting it to be. There were a few jokes and moments in it that were legitimately well written and entertaining. That being said though, 90% of it is still overall a really dumb movie that probably shouldn't have been made. It's just the actors don't fit their roles at all. The original trilogy's actors fit perfectly. That is very true. I must say though, I felt that the actor who played Greg's dad in The Long Haul was a pretty good fit objectively speaking, but there was just no way he would ever compare to the original actor who played him in the first 3 movies, since he was already such an insanely perfect fit before the new actor. Disney's Artemis Fowl. The only thing they took from the books was the title and the names of some characters. Literally, everything else was completely made up, has nothing to do with the plot of the books, and is portrayed in a way that would feel condescending to a 5-year-old. Just the trailer was enough for me to realize it was trash as someone that read Artemis Fowl as a kid. Glad I avoided it. I'll make sure to not watch it then. Artemis Fowl was probably my favorite book series growing up, and I'd hate for this to ruin it. LOL. The intro scene for Artemis has him surfing like a pro. Artemis Fowl. Surfing. Weirdly, I just imagined Artemis Fowl from the books laughing at movie Artemis Fowl for surfing, thinking that not only was it beneath him, he also totally couldn't do it, which is probably why he decided it was beneath him. Yeah, he wouldn't want to get his nice suit wet either. He would definitely go to a beach in a suit, yes. Movie would have been infinitely better if you directed it. Artemis Fowl would consider watching a video of someone surfing a guilty pleasure. I remember when I was younger reading the books thinking, wow, this would make an awesome movie. Then 2020 comes and they decide to finally make the movie yet not use any material from the book that would have made it awesome. WTF. I heard on the rumor mill that higher-ups thought that having a child be a criminal mastermind sent a problematic message. Then why the hells make a movie out of it? Literally the entire point of the books. Adapt a popular book about a child criminal to film, except don't make him a criminal, which was the entire character arc for like the first 3 books. They revealed Butler's name during his introduction and said that he hated being called Butler instead of Dom movie or Dom. I closed the site I was watching it on. I got some alcohol and tried to get through it later on. It did not improve. Also, WTF was with the weird blue eyes thing. And also they F the troll fight, oh my god. I still viscerally remember how I felt when I read that scene as a kid. Book, Butler has very dark blue eyes. Movie, electric blue eyes, got it. Book, Artemis is brilliant, but physically weak and a social outcast. Movie, Artemis surfs now. And yeah, he's a genius or something. Oh, and he's a good kid who's a little grumpy sometimes instead of a effing sociopath at the start of the story. Apparently. They messed up the troll fight? That was one of the most important parts of the book. Most amazing part of the book butchered. Along with the rest of it, the whole movie was a travesty from beginning to end. Seriously, if you value your childhood, avoid everything to do with the film, including posters, trailers, and even its wiki page. Reading it will just make you sad and angry. Edit, grammar. Why is Artemis not a villain? Exactly. He's supposed to be mini Lex Luthor. Not Lex Luthor as a child where there might be some childish wonder. No, he's supposed to be about a business conqueror. He's pretty much a James Bond villain. Definitely a James Bond villain. It's one of the charms of the little crap. I have a teacher who worked, as one of many, on writing the screenplay for the film. I never got the chance to ask him more about it, but after seeing this, I am feeling the need to interrogate him. Don't do that to the poor man. Don't reopen those old wounds. Welcome to the Aragon book fanbase's bag of feelings. Enjoy your stay forever. OMG, I remember that mess. When I was a kid, I read those books, so I was excited for the movie. That movie was horrendous. I was so mad. I was like, is this even the book or is it a whole separate movie with the same name? Remake that entire movie with Peter Jackson or someone. They did cast Brom very well though. Jeremy Irons is usually great in whatever he does. Even in that turd of a Dungeons and Dragons movie where he overacted, he's the sole reason why it's so bad it's good. 100%. Not to mention the acting is atrocious. Josh Gad's accent or whatever you call it was infuriating to listen to. So much so that my girlfriend and I had to turn it off. Yeah, I was so infuriated with that film. It deviated so far off the original story yet tried to remain in it at the same time that it bothered me to no end. Jack and Jill swept an entire Golden Razzies one year. For those that don't know, Adam Sandler managed to win Worst Actor and Worst Actress for his performance. That's effing legendary. Wonder if that's his goal. If it was his goal, I can respect that. And some of the Survivor South Africa contestants were forced to sit through it as a reward, laughing out loud. I will pay you starving islanders money to say it was worth it. It was Survivor South Pacific and made for one of the funniest scenes. Which is in stark contrast to every scene in Jack and Jill. I consistently get reminded of this movie's existence because it was a reward on Survivor. The team that won the challenge got an exclusive screening and you can just sense the fake laughter. Laugh or we make you eat bugs when the cameras are off. I had to watch. That's beyond shameless. It's somehow more of a soulless advertisement than Jack and Jill is. YouTube link. Myself and everyone that dwells in r/Survivor love it so much for the pure absurdity. Also, what gets me is that it was a reward for one of the turning points of the game. Whoever wins that challenge ensures their chances of making it for in the game by a lot. It just so happens that whoever takes control also gets to watch one of the biggest cinematic disasters of all time. Reddit link. Son of Mask, just no. Let's not forget Ace Ventura, Pet Detective Jr., another kid sequel to a Jim Carrey movie. WTF, I didn't even know this existed. Holmes and Watson, that Will Ferrell movie. It is, to date, the only movie in my life that I have actually walked out of the theater rather than finish. I certainly wasn't expecting anything serious, obviously, but it was just bad. The trailer was like honesty in advertising, conveying the idea this unfunny, but for 2 effing hours. Highlander 2. There should have been only one. Highlander 2, the theatrical release, not the more widely available and slightly more palatable director's cut, is one of my go-to favorites when I host bad movie nights. It's just a dumpster fire start to finish. The Emoji Movie. I've never watched something so soulless. This isn't a joke and I'm not trying to be funny. This is actually the only movie to ever make me fall asleep. I've never seen something so hello fellow kids. I too am hip and cool. How do the writers not know how the cloud works? How do the writers not know what an internet troll is? How do the writers not know that a factory reset can be done in 2 seconds by the phone's user? Have any of these people used a phone or interacted with a teenager in their lives? How do the writers think it's feminist to throw in some trite girl power dialogue, then have the stupid boring protagonist guilt trip the female lead into giving up her dream because adding a message about gracefully handling rejection isn't formulaic enough? The Emoji Movie grossed $86.1 million in the United States and Canada and $131.7 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $217.8 million, against a production budget of $50 million. The studios who fund these movies understand the market very well and take educated bets. They got this one right. Every movie doesn't need to make bank, just significantly more moneymakers than losers keeps them in the black. If a soulless and vapid movie tests markets above $100 million on a $50 million budget, it's a green light. Web link. The world paid over $200 million to see. Edit, Sir Patrick Stewart play poop. Guys, I don't think we're going to make it to being an intergalactic species. I am extremely sad you had to endure watching that. And even more sad you were scarred enough to remember the details. My aunts and uncles put it on for my little cousins. Even they thought it was lame compared to the Hallmark holiday movie we put on next. Hallmark movies are usually pretty great. Not in the way they intend, though. Cats. F that movie and the horse it rode in on. My friends and I went in to see Cats armed with alcohol, had some good laughs, and a fun time mocking it relentlessly. We were the only ones in the theater, so we could yell as much as we wanted. Still low-key mad it was the last film I'd ever seen in theaters before the pandemic hit. I worked in a theater when it came out. Only movie that I saw were people who came in to watch it for laughs left partway through. It's so bad, but not the so bad it's funny. It's just bad. I literally got a migraine watching this movie, had to go lie down to the sounds of my wife shouting what the F is happening? From the living room. #release the buttholes cut. I do wish we could get access to the pre-patched version of the movie. Remember when it premiered with unfinished CGI and some suits on the actors were wobbling around? Genuinely sounded nightmarish, and seeing a few clips is almost enough to satisfy my curiosity. Still wish they released that cut on home video, but that'd be expecting them to lean into the memes. Hey, we saw that version. The second most memorable thing besides hands was the fact that my partner got coronavirus from going to see it. The Last Airbender. Tried to watch it as a bad movie, all of The Room, Samurai Cop etc. and couldn't do it. They were enjoyable. This was not. I watched it while high off my ass on cold meds and sick with pneumonia. I know it happened. I know it was bad. But wow, am I glad I never tried to watch it not. I'd rather watch the Ember Island stage play instead. There is no movie in Ba Sing Se. The Earth King has invited you to our /Lakelea guy. Reddit link. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.